Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. I think the points which have been raised are all very important, but I think as a union representative and a staff representative, it's equally important for us to get a very clear message across to you that the personnel working in this institution are very concerned with what you proposed yesterday. And in discussions with a number yesterday, we didn't have much time to discuss, but I think there's a big factor at play here, which is the not IMF, but INF, INF, that it's not fair, basically. INF. We look at the figures, we look at the reform of 2004, and to quote your own figures, 3 billion euros has been saved already, and a further 5 billion will be saved by 2020. Pensions alone, 25 billion will be saved by 2050. So I think that when colleagues, they look at your proposal, they also read the papers, and in European Voice a couple of weeks ago there was an article exactly on the division, the repetition of chapter 5, the administrative budget. And if we look at the figures there, in terms of fairness, we see that the Parliament, it has 6,000 people, it gets a guaranteed 20% of the administrative budget, according to some gentleman's agreement. And the European Voice raised the question, isn't it time to re-examine this? 6,000, 20%. The Commission, 30, 40,000, depending which way you calculate. And we have roughly 40% of the budget. I mean, there's some clear inequity there. 6,000 gets 20%, and 40,000 gets 40%. There are questions of equity there. I realise that if you were to take on the European Parliament, that would be a massive political challenge. But I think to look at that challenge and then to say, well, what's the easy option? Well, it's far easier to just change the staff regulations for my personnel. I mean, if people working for you see that as the game, do you take on the big political challenge, or do you make the little people suffer? I mean, there it's the INF coming up again. It's not fair. So the message, I'll conclude there, the message I think is important for us to get across to you today, that there is real concern among staff regarding your proposal. And there is the notice of strike given for the 8th of July, and it's a serious notice. Thank you.